We basically got slandered.
Libeled.
Libeled?
Yeah, slander is spoken word. Libel is text.
We got libeled. And we got kind of like cyberbullied a little bit too.
A little bit. By a lot of religious people.
Yeah. Yeah. Interesting dichotomy.
So for those who are new to growing with the Seqqoÿas, we have sectioned it out with themed seasons.
When we first started recording, we were more so just filming for us. The first season was just us compiled of our like first meeting sort of days.
Season 2 is still just like kind of random recorded stuff, but it was whatever we filmed that week we would cut together.
And then season 3, we had this whole vision of what we're gonna do, this whole episode itinerary, and that was meditation, medicine. And then season 4 was serious silly. So throughout this whole time of us recording, we knew that we wanted to talk about our sexuality and our relationship status from the beginning. We just were like working ourselves up to it.
We finished that season with our coming out video, and we realize now that we came out about 2 things in that video. We came out about our sexual fluidity as individuals. We came out about our fluid relationship together. And those 2 things, while they are related in some ways, they're completely
separate,
different things.
Yeah, we just kind of like plopped them all into one video. We didn't want to have to like come out twice, you know, have to make 2 coming out videos.
At the same time, we were trying to not make it a big thing, but we weren't giving it the majesty and glory of each individual thing by just plopping them together and being like, oh, like this is us. Like, we weren't able to be clear about things, and I think people kind of got confused because we put those things together. They thought that the relationship was about the sex, and there's 2 different things.
Right. And I think this is a good time to bring in the fact that we don't want to have sex with everybody at any time. Let's just say that right now. When you find somebody attractive, that doesn't always mean that you're wanting to have sex with them. Sexuality doesn't always have to mean sex. And so I feel like that's why people could have gotten confused with our video and the article and everything that came out. Because when you hear sexual fluidity, you just automatically think like, ooh, sexy, sexy. But that's not what it's about.
Right. Sex is a very sacred thing. When you actively engage in the act of sex with somebody, you're connecting with them on every single level of your heart, spirit, body, mind. We treat it with such respect and such high regard. There's people getting it twisted about what we actually mean by love and what we mean by expressing love.
So we're gonna carry on this conversation. So, okay, so...
Friends and Food is the season we're on now. We've been crafting each episode of Friends and Food to be a showcasing of our friend in that video. So the episode is supposed to be a reflection of their personality. At the same time, we also really wanted to showcase our Seqqoÿa Stew recipe from episode 9 of Growing with the Seqqoÿas. It was in season 1, so we figured we'd be each other's friend.
Yeah, and it's a perfect episode to just clear everything up and talk about some things that I feel need to be addressed. So we're going to get into the story of how some of you got to be here and find our channel. We're going to do that while making our Seqqoÿa Stew.
So, first step, 1 can of black beans and 1 can of adzuki beans.
I really love making the Seqqoÿa Stew, not only because it really reminds me of the time that we shared in Seqqoÿa, but also because it's so hearty and fulfilling.
It's all good things. A bushel of kale, 1 big sweet potato, 1 little one. These are actually yams. 1 big yam, 1 little yam. Usually like 1 big tomato, but we have like 3 little ones. What makes it really interesting is almond butter and coconut milk.
This combination right here
is incredible.
Yeah,
so
it's on another level.
So good. And then we add cinnamon and allspice as well. How did we get the story published?
And the story begins. Once upon a
Let me
time,
start cutting these.
our main intention with making the coming out video was to create some inspiration and a better image of polyamory and open relationships and sexual fluidity.
Free love.
Free love, just coming out as who you really are. Before we came out, we were like scared, like we had to hide who we are.
It helped me a lot with just confidence and just like being confident in myself and who I am and just speaking up in general. It's like, no, it's fine. Like, everybody knows. Like, I can just be me. I can just, like, talk. I can just speak freely. I can act. I can sing. I can dance.
I can just
fly.
be. I can just be. Yeah. So after we posted the video, I was doing some research on how to get on some sort of radio station or blog or Pride sort of thing. During my search, I just came upon this website that just said submit your story, and I submitted our story, and like 5 minutes later I get a call.
5 minutes.
So I answer the phone, and there's a lady on the other line saying, "Hi, is this Darian? I just saw your story entry and I'm interested in your story. I'd love to hear more." And I was like, okay. And so when we did the story, she basically told us that, I don't know if your story is going to get picked up or not, but like, let's just do it. We'll put it on the wire. We'll see if anybody picks it up, but there's no guarantee. And we're like, okay.
We should put these in.
Okay, do you want to pick up? I'm talking a lot.
So for the sweet potatoes, we pretty much just like to put those in as soon as possible, and we just let them boil in there. And the longer you put the sweet potatoes in for, the better, really. You can put them in right at the beginning. And we just really like to just keep it on low and just let everything just simmer, and just, it's kind of like a long, slow cook process.
Yeah. Okay, so I definitely know that I add turmeric to this. I'm pretty sure I add turmeric, cumin. I like add like all of our spices pretty much to make this.
Really? Yeah,
that's how it's really supposed to.
But I think cinnamon and allspice were like the primary ones.
Yeah, I would say so. So yeah, so she calls me and tells me that she wants to do the story on us. She's really interested, but she needs to know more information. And then she said, "Do you have a girlfriend?" And I said, "Yes, I actually do." She's like, "Okay, well, for us to do the story, we're gonna need to talk to your husband and your girlfriend."
We did a phone interview with her, and she said like, "Okay, give me a few days, and I'll write up a story." And in the meantime, she was asking for photos.
Oil in here too. She wanted pictures of me and Beth, us three, and then just pictures of me and Ryan. And so when we sent her the pictures, we were more so just like focusing on like, being like, okay, like we finally have these pictures of all of us and everything. And so we sent the pictures, and we completely blanked on doing good business here.
Yeah, we totally.
This is like a huge learning experience.
We totally forgot to credit our photographer.
And I feel really bad, but our photographer is amazing and so kind. But I do want to give him a huge shout out.
Yes.
Shout out to Ivan Harris.
Go follow Ivan.
Suede Social.
Ivan S. Harris Photography. He's a visual journalist based in San Diego. He helps people on Instagram to grow their following organically. He's very humble about everything that he does. Okay, so after a while, it'll kind of turn into like a paste, like
thick.
Like really thick. It'll get really thick.
And then we just add some water into here. And this is why like the extra seasonings really help. So basically, the story comes out, and it happened so fast.
It first happened like this. We saw a comment on one of our videos, and it was like, "Hey, nice video, Daily Mail sent me here." That first day, it was only on Daily Mail.
And we're like, oh, okay. It was cool. We're like, okay,
yeah,
cool.
And it was like written well. It was like pretty much exactly what she had read back to us. And then the next day, we wake up to screenshots, like a Snapchat story. It said, "Couples say we will have sex with anyone, anytime." And then it's our picture right there.
And we're like, oh my gosh.
And it was a complete lie. Like, they completely lied. We're like, what? Like, how are they able to just say that? How are they able to literally just lie? It was flat out like that. So we called the journalist right away, and she was like,
wow, I'm really disappointed that they framed it like that.
Yeah. Yeah, she's like, I feel like that was completely unnecessary for them to do that. She said, but the way they do it is they try to target it to whatever audience that they're targeting it to, and they target it in a way that that audience will for sure click on it. She said it was part of the packaging, where the packaging is like the headline, any images you see before the article, and the subtext. They can literally say anything that they want in the packaging, to get the people to click on the article.
Clickbait to the max. I had no idea that the news could do this.
Yeah.
I feel like it's one of those things where everybody knows to be kind of skeptical of the news and what you hear, but this is a whole new awareness.
They're just like the headlines are lies. The headlines are literally lies.
And that may be why you have found our channel and are watching this video today. It's like, oh yes, lather me in coconut milk. So, once the article posted, we got some attention onto our YouTube channel. We very quickly went from like oh my gosh, I can't believe that they said this, to okay, people are ultimately going to see our channel.
So that was another reason why we wanted This Friends and Food to be this episode, so that we could address some of these things. Our intention is solely to promote positivity and awareness and love. For us to do that, we have to express ourselves to our fullest extent of expressing ourselves as we do in our life. If we're not doing that in our content, then we're really not being ourselves and we're having to suppress ourselves. For us to do this, it's ultimately for us to grow through these stages of confusion and misunderstanding so that we can get to places of awareness and growth and connection, ultimately raising the vibration of the world. While we were talking, we cut up the kale and put it in. So all that kale that you saw, that bushel, we chopped it up all nice and fine and mix it all in. This stew is intended to be made at a leisurely pace. It's not something that you can really like rush or throw together really quick. You kind of have to just sit and take time. You just chat, smoke a couple bowls, enjoy the process of it. The almond butter also, same as the coconut milk, you can kind of just add it like bits at a time.
And so we learned so much from this. Through this whole process, I feel like there was this pulling of wanting to succumb to all of the hate and wanting to feel that towards myself, a feeling of like I feel like all the comments that we're saying were like wanting to make me hate myself and wanting to make me regret doing the story or even making the video, or like when I really think about it, and my true feelings are so grateful that we were able to have this experience to be able to connect with you. It's really cool to be able to learn from each other and to embrace our differences and to embrace our cultural changes and embrace all people, because no two people are the same. There are some people that are very similar to each other, but there are no two people that are the same, ever. I'm learning to embrace those differences no matter how big or small they are.
A big thing that I learned, really, that the importance of is keeping focus and keeping that focus positive. If I allow my focus to go off into the sides and not what I'm actually wanting to focus on, the work and the creativity and the things that I'm trying to accomplish, if I allow myself to look to the sides, then it's really easy for me to get sucked in. And especially when it's like this high intense energy of all these different people, it's easy to get sucked into that. And so I've just learned it's so important and it's so powerful. Focus on my goals and objectives, and I'm gonna accomplish those.
So it should end up looking like this. Well, the whole top will start to get to be like liquid on top, and you just keep stirring that in, stirring that in, stirring that in. It's pretty much done. So that pretty much wraps up the Seqqoÿa stew as well as our story.
Yeah, thank you all so much for watching. Give this video a thumbs up. Leave your comments about what you think. How would you have handled this situation if you were in our shoes? What would you have done? I'm curious to know.
Yeah, me too.
Please subscribe if you have not already.
Take everything in just as food for thought.
Yeah, this is all just our opinion, our experience. We wanted to clear up kind of some of the rumors that were being spread about us, and just be real, just be organic and kind of just take it back to our original videos and just like do something chill and
it's like
I love you all so much. Thank you for watching.
Thank you.
I'm so in love with you. All the things that you do, and the way that you move, and the songs that you choose. so in love with you.